The Pope makes history again as he says parents must support their gay children. Pope Francis said on Wednesday, January 26th, that parents of gay children should not condemn them, but offer them support. He spoke in unscripted comments at his weekly audience in reference to difficulties that parents can face in raising offspring. Francis said those issues include, quote, parents who see different sexual orientations in their children and how to handle this, how to accompany their children, and not hide behind an attitude of condemnation, end quote, and amen. He has previously said that gays have a right to be accepted by their families as children and siblings. He has also said that while the church cannot accept same-sex marriage, it can support civil union laws aimed at giving gay partners joint rights in areas of pensions, health care, and inheritance issues. We'll wait and see how long it takes for the Vatican's Doctrinal office to counter these statements, as they've done so many times with his accepting statements in the past.
Well, this Pope is dope. That is until he changes his mind. You know, we never know. But for now.
It's really interesting from a power standpoint, as I look at these things, to see how far somebody's willing to take a cause up to the line and not go past that line, perhaps on his way out of office. I was hoping that President Barack Obama would pardon everybody who's in American prison for possession of marijuana or some sort of marijuana charge. I was hoping he'd really push that button on his way out. We don't know how long Pope Francis will continue to be the head of the Catholic Church, but it's interesting to see him keep creeping closer and closer.
But you say creeping closer and closer, and in a lot of ways I agree. I mean, he's doing or saying positive things, but ultimately all he's saying is, you're human too.
That's basically it.
Right? He's just affirming human rights.
He's basically telling you to love your children.
Yeah, he's not taking any kind of radical stance.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that was my next comment. Like, is that enough for us? You know, like, part of me is kind of like, why are you throwing crumbs at me? You know, where he's like, we can't support same-sex marriage, but we still love you. You know, like, is that enough for us? I mean, I don't, I want the full meal. Why are you just giving me crumbs?
That's for the Catholic followers to decide. It's not, is it enough for us? I'm Methodist. It's, is it enough for the Catholics? Because that's their leader. And if they continue to think that, that things are great for everybody and that he's pushing too far, then, that's their decision to make, whether or not I agree with it.
And Catholics who always say, oh, you can't pick and choose. Well, who's the cafeteria Catholic now?
Cafeteria Catholic. But you know what, John? The reality is that there's a lot of older Latinos that live and die by whatever the Pope says, and they won't even know anything about the new Pope. And he comes into power and it's like, whatever he says is gold. And that's what I'm going to live my life by. So, in that same breath as I'm like, screw you with, just giving me crumbs. I'm also like, well, we can also, we need it. You sit on a very high platform. You're closer to God than a lot of us, and people listen to your words. So I mean,
he's not sitting any closer to you than I am, Faye.
He's got a much cooler chair than you do, though.
He definitely does, and cooler shoes, which I'm mad about.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT